The Joe Rogan Experience.
It's really interesting watching someone's path when you know that they already did it. There's something about that, like reading about Kinnison, like knowing that he already did it, like just to read the path and how it all went down.
Yeah, and it's interesting too if you look at Prince had a really good book. It was actually a collection of things he'd written with somebody just before that he passed. But you read the book and it's interesting because you are, of course, he's going to be Prince, one of the more talented people that may ever walk the planet. And so you're reading it and you're hearing him get denied with demo tapes and you're hearing no one's believing in him, that he's a weird kid and all that. But you know that he's Prince.
Yeah.
You have, as you read the book, you kind of have a secret that, you're unstoppable. This stuff doesn't really matter what you're going through in your high school and you like basketball and this person denied and that person didn't want to be. None of this it's interesting, but what's actually most fascinating is you were destined to be Prince one way or another.
Yeah.
This stuff is almost inconsequential. You're going to be Prince someday.
Well, it is fascinating knowing that he did become Prince, but you kind of feel the anxiety of the journey, right? Like when you're reading about someone, even though you know it is inconsequential, there's no denying he became Prince, but he didn't know that while it was all going down.
No.
That's what's cool about it.
But it's fun to read. You can read that and you can hear the people who don't believe in him, and you can be, we all have I missed that one kind of moment, or I didn't see that, but imagine being the guy who's like, I had Prince came into I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
I remember the exact moment I first listened to Prince. I was in an Audi Fox. I had an Audi Fox. This is a little shitty front-wheel drive car. I was driving on the Massachusetts Turnpike, and I had a cassette that I just bought, and I just unwrapped it, and I popped it into the cassette player, and it was, I listened to I'm Gonna Be Your Lover. I Want to Be Your Lover, that song. And it was the one where, the cassette where it's like he's got no shirt on, and it's like he's just staring at the camera. And I remember thinking, holy shit, who is this guy?
Yeah.
This is just different.
Yeah.
It's like he's singing in a falsetto about being in love with a girl, and his voice is incredible.
Yeah. Well, you could be that outrageous if you're going to be really good.
Yeah.
We get a lot of the other, which is people who are outrageous and they're compensating for not really having much to sing or say, but
right.
he was fully loaded. He had all of it.
Well, he was that guy. I mean, that's who he was. I mean, it was outrageous because he was an honestly eccentric human being. I mean, that really was who he was, an insanely talented, eccentric human being.
I met him once. Actually, I met him with Dean Del Rey.
No way.
Yeah, at a club out in New York. Maybe it's early 2000s. And I forget what the club was. It was it was crowded. And somebody, this is a true story, somebody had come to me and said, tapped me on the shoulder, said, Prince is here. He wants you to come sit down. And I followed, and I thought I was going to go sit with Prince William. That sounded more believable to me. That sounded like I believed. And then we went over, and it was obviously
Prince Nelson.
Yeah, but it was a really funny night. I'm glad Dean was there too. We sat in a booth. It was Prince, and it was his lawyer bodyguard.
He had a lawyer / bodyguard?
That's what he was, and he was a very big guy. And we sat in a booth, and it's hard to imagine now that the guy, he wasn't being swarmed with people. It was Prince, but. It's awkward. It's like, you're sitting, the four of us from the booth, just kind of like, I know what to say. And it's kind of loud, so if I did want to really have a conversation, it'd be difficult. But the bodyguard kind of nudges me, and he says, it's been 25 years since Purple Rain. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then he's sitting next to me, he goes, excuse me? I said, that's awesome. He goes, what's awesome? I go, the Purple Rain is 25 years old. What a great record. And he goes, great record? I said, yeah. And he goes, well, tell him. And he's pointing at Prince. So now I'm like, he's a very large man. Is nudging me, and I'm thinking that's amazing. Prince, you're just he cannot be insecure that people don't love Purple Rain. But I leaned over and I said, Purple Rain, wow, 25 years, what a great record. And he kind of fanned himself. He's like, oh, really, you think so? And even Prince needed to hear once in a while that he was awesome.
How weird is it that his bodyguard, this big giant dude's nudging you to tell Prince that he's awesome?
I felt like I got set up, he knew Prince needed a compliment maybe.
I'd be nervous that he would go, of course it's good, motherfucker.
Yeah, I was nervous. Well, it was awkward. What is it? It's like the night at the Roxbury. You just kind of sit in the booth just it is him. It is Prince, right? It is. And then
And so you guys aren't really interacting?
A little bit. Not a lot. I think he invited me just to come sit in his booth.
Sit.
Yeah. But it was also
weird.
it was very loud, but that wasn't the problem. I think he just I don't know why I was asked to sit, but he was very nice. He was very, very cool.
Catch new episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience for free only on Spotify. Watch back catalog JRE videos on Spotify, including clips. Easily, seamlessly switch between video and audio experience. On Spotify, you can listen to the JRE in the background while using other apps and can download episodes to save on data cost, all for free. Spotify is absolutely free. You don't have to have a premium account to watch new JRE episodes. You just need to search for the JRE on your Spotify app. Go to Spotify now to get this full episode of the Joe Rogan Experience.